So this guy right here, Hudson Cosper, has built a 3 million plus empire, and his funnel makes 250 to 300K plus per month. And he's doing this by the age of 21. And in this video, I'm going to break down his traffic mechanism, his funnel, and how he's converting that traffic through his funnel strategy into high ticket clients. So let's get right into the video. So I have divided this into three sections. So one is traffic mechanism, then we can see his funnel strategy, and then finally we see his conversion mechanism. So let's start it with the traffic. And you need to understand as an online coach about the first principles. The first principle is very simple. You need to know your ICP specific condition. ICP means ideal client profile, and specific conditions means their exact profile, like who they are. Because if you know who you're talking to exactly to the detail, let me show you how that looks like. What I mean by um, specific conditions and what I use in terms of when I'm working with a client to identify their specific conditions. Because if you understand specific condition of an ICP, you will be able to create your offer, your messaging, your positioning, your marketing, your funnel and sales, everything. Everything will be smooth. You don't have to you don't have to like push so much hard in your marketing and your messaging and your positioning. Everything will be smooth once you understand specific conditions of your ideal client profile. And nobody talks about this. Everybody talks about targeting your audience, but that's not how it works. The first principles is very simple. Let me show you how that works. So it's called audience conditions deck, which I have created here. Now this is the audience conditions deck. Essentially, what specific conditions means, you need to know your macro aim of your audience, like how can you easily describe the people you're targeting? How do they label themselves? You know, um, your audience, your niche, their purpose. What are their main driving forces, their goal, all of that. I'm just going through overview, their painful details, their beliefs, their general conditions, and their likeliness, and also like what are their core desires and all of that. So basically, I walk on. Use this for clients essentially. So I don't want to get this into too much detail. It's only for my clients. So if you want to know, or so if you want help with that, you can check the first link below. Now let's get into his traffic mechanism. First thing first, his Instagram and his entire brand is designed around one thing, which is his dream lifestyle or his ICP dreams lifestyle. The people he is targeting. So the people, so the people he is targeting have this dream lifestyle of having cars. His ICP are broke young men who want to make money, but they don't know how. And their dream lifestyle is basically having this kind of lifestyle they want, surrounded by penthouses, swimming pools, and cars and girls and all of that stuff. So his carousels are targeting that kind of dream lifestyle of his ICP that they want, that they desire. And yes, ICP are also they want to be surrounded by high status peers. They want to feel different from their current friends. I mean, they are already feeling different from their current friends. They really want success and they believe they will be successful. And they have gone through some financial struggles in their lives. In, like, for example, seeing their mom working two jobs, barely able to pay the bills and all of that stuff. And they are, most importantly, they are also godly men, and which you can see from his YouTube videos, that his YouTube videos are also targeting this kind of ICP. For example, you will see this when God is about to give you your dream life. So he knows that his ICP is godly people and they want his dream lifestyle along with being aligned with the divine. So that's why he is making all this kind of videos. How I master the law of polarity to make millions at 21. Again, dream. Or this video right here, how to kill fear and self-doubt to get rich. Again, this is like targeting their mindset and removing any kind of limiting beliefs. And he also produces reels on his Instagram, mostly talking head videos. And all of his videos again targeting his ICP, like your highest desire decides your entire life. And then he talks about his story. My dad died at 16 and I made my first $1 million at 20. So again, targeting his ICP, he was also going through some financial struggles or similar struggles like this. So his entire content strategy is specifically designed around his ICP because he understands his ICP very well, from his carousels to his YouTube videos and also his Instagram reels. Now let us look at the entire content strategy much more in detail. So one of the things I have noticed that he barely sells his program, which is his high ticket program. What he sells is an identity. Now, why does he sell his identity? Okay. The reason is that people or humans in general, they have certain beliefs in the subconscious mind, which evokes an emotion that produces an action. That is just the fundamental way how we a human act. And based on that, he designed his entire content strategy around selling his identity. So from his Instagram profile, you can see the even the profile picture is like is in his penthouse, And if you look at his bio, it's very simple. Basically, he's mentioned his program, his niche, and then CTA. Now his CTA is same on his Instagram as well as on his YouTube channel, and I will touch upon this soon. I mean, I will come to this later. So you wouldn't click on that link randomly just like that. Because first you need to be like kind of brainwashed from his content in a good way. So I have break down this entire content strategy in top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel content. This top of the funnel content is mainly lifestyle content and targeting those people who are problem aware. And the purpose of this entire content is to know him, to like that's why it is very broad content targeting almost everyone. So like for example, I went skydiving with my kids and become rich is spending his lifestyle week in the hand, just spending it's basically showcasing his lifestyle and attracting a lot of like a broad audience. Even his Instagram carousels are the same thing, attracting a broad audience. And because when you see his Instagram profile, you would go like what the heck does he do? So you would be curious to know, and that's how you would go to his YouTube videos and his Instagram reels to see exactly what does he do to know him more you know then his reels are also there, like for example this kind of reel, or to change your life in 7 days to get rich, or you have to live rich before you get rich, or for example taking his mom on a private jet. All of these are top of the funnel content attracting broad audience, so that all of those audience goes into the middle of the funnel content, they will get nurtured more. And his middle of the funnel content is more psychology driven content, and it is targeting at a solution. And here is where people like him. For example, content like I got rich with high ticket sales after trying every other business model. So he's mentioning his unique mechanism, how to kill fear and sell out to get rich. Again, his mindset, how to attract money to changing his identity. All of these content are middle of the funnel content to nurture the audience. And the purpose of this middle of the funnel content is to nurture, to build trust. There's also a rule called 7-11-4 rule where people need to spend 7 hours with your content on 11 different touch points on 4 different platforms to buy from you. Now, this rule is not strict. It can be, there are nuances. There are people who get sales even if they don't touch 7 hours, or even if they don't have 11 touch points, or even if they are not on 4 platform. But you need to be on like at least on YouTube, and as well as on Instagram, and consistently produce content in order to people to trust you. Okay. And the entire purpose of the middle of the funnel is to showcase unique mechanism, pre-handle objections, and also remove limiting beliefs. Content like this, how to kill fear and serve out get rich, essentially removing limiting beliefs. And even his Instagram reels, all these are middle of the funnel, like how to conquer fear and get rich, or learning how our mind shapes our reality and be rich, and learning my shadow self. And all of these are very educational, and that's That's what middle of the funnel content is. It's very educational in nature. And again, it's all direct traffic to his link, which we'll touch upon. Basically, this link gives you or drives you towards his funnel, which right here above. I will touch upon this soon. So, and then finally, his bottom of the funnel, because once you got nurture from his middle of the funnel content, you will go to his bottom of the funnel content basically to kind of know what does he do and possibly work with him. So bottom of the funnel content work purpose of this bottom of the funnel content is basically showcasing testimonials and case studies, and also mentioning about the product we offer, and basically building trust. Okay, now by this point, the audience already trust you by this point. So they're almost like ready to buy. And content like showcasing your case studies like this one here. I taught this 18-year-old sales guy and now we make 7K per month and more orders just for now. This is a case study video and while they are playing pool. So even this one, it built trust from in his audience that whatever he teaches actually works. And even on his Instagram reels, although he doesn't post a lot of bottom of the funnel content on his Instagram, it's like asking my student where and how why he thinks his life changed so fast. So again, case study reel. Even this one is case study, and even this one is a case study reel. And all of this again drive traffic to his landing page or sales page, or VSL page actually. So that's the entire game of top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel content. Basically, the entire game of online is to make your audience know, like, and trust you. I haven't touched upon his Instagram highlights. I just want to quickly touch upon his Instagram highlights. So most of his highlights are again showcasing his lifestyle, and there are a few highlights where he shows his client wins, which are BOF content, essentially again gaining a lot of trust and social proof. So highlights like his client wins, like this one, again case studies, screenshots, and wins, okay, to gain more trust, to show more social proof. And his YouTube highlight is basically again driving traffic to his YouTube videos, which are middle of the funnel to nurture them and to fulfill 7 hour. Okay. So I hope you understand his entire traffic mechanism by first making sure you understand his specific conditions, that's the foundations, then designing everything around that particular person, designing everything around that person whom you are targeting, whom you're talking to, which is your ICP, their specific conditions. And the way you design your content strategy is having top of the funnel content where you attract a broad audience within your niche. Okay. And then nurture them in the middle of the funnel content through education and more removing limiting beliefs. And then finally, in the bottom of the funnel content, you showcase your testimonials and case studies to gain more trust and show more social proof so that they are ready to buy. Now, once they're ready to buy, you will actually drive them towards your VSL page or a sales page. Just before I touch his funnel strategy, I just want to mention that he only have traffic. I mean, he is only on YouTube and Instagram. He's not on X or on LinkedIn. And also, one more thing is he produces like 6 to 8 reels per day and one YouTube video per week. And also like 6 to 8 reels per day and one YouTube video per week. So you can like steal his strategy and produce more reels and more short form content and more long form content in order to attract your potential clients. Now let's see his funnel strategy. It's very simple as in the traffic mechanism. Uh, he drives his entire traffic from his YouTube and from his Instagram, and he has the same link across its descriptions like YouTube description and Instagram bio. Which is this one. When you click on that, you will be driven to this particular sales page or VSL page. Now let's break down what is happening here. The first is basically you see the headline, you stop trading your time for a paycheck, see how beginners are earning five figures a month, closing high ticket deals, main point, and then showcasing their dream outcome. And with his unique mechanism, then sub headline watch the free trading below to see exactly how it was. So, and this VSL is like 20 minutes long, and basically he calls out his audience, their pain points and limiting beliefs inside his VSL, and kind of give a lot of value, because if even if people like come and directly click on his Instagram link or bio on his YouTube or wherever, they could at least get nurtured from this 20 minutes YouTube video. Okay. So that's why having a VSL is such an advantage, because even if people like directly click on the link to work with you, and if they want to like work with you and you want to just like push them more like outside of the edge to like gain more trust, so that on the sales call you have a higher close rate and higher show up rate, then you should have a VSL. It just increases the show up rate and all the numbers down the funnel. Okay. So, and then below his VSL, once someone watches the qualification form, and qualification form basically asks for your experience. Then he asks current situation, what's your day to day looks like. Then he asks for the info, and then phone number, because because after you submit this form, a setter will call you. Then he understands your demographic, call to qualify you further, and then here he's asks what makes you a good fit for this opportunity, and say that 86% don't get approved. Now, the reason he asks this question is because you can sell yourself. I mean, the person who is filling out a form kind of sell themselves. Okay. So I just, by the way, just ignore whatever I've written here. I just written for the sake of showing you. Okay. Obviously, I wouldn't write this. And then another question he asks us dream out income, like how much they want to make, and then he qualifies the budget. Now here's the interesting thing: if you select anything above less than 500 or 500 to 1000, then what happens is that you would go to, I mean, sorry, not booking call, but you would go to a page where it will be written, "Thank you for submitting. We will be reaching out to you." Basically, you are unqualified. So, in order to get qualified, you would have to choose 1000 to 3000 or anything below this. So, C, D, and E options. Then only you are qualified. And once you select like any C, D, or E options, then you would be driven to this particular question, which is booking a call with the team. Okay, so that's the qualification criteria, and which means is that his program is above $1000, which is high ticket. Then after his application form, he has case studies, two case studies, amazing results, and then social proof. And then again, if you click on this here, you'll be driven to this particular qualification page. Okay. And as I mentioned, if you're qualified, which is above 1K, you'll be driven to a booking or call page. And if you're not, yeah, it will just get submitted, and you would still be get followed up by their team just to like show you more content and nurture you more, and basically they will make you more qualified. You basically, this is a pre-call page. I mean, after you have submitted and that particular call question right here. So after you like fill this particular question and submit the form, you'll be driven to this pre-call, or you can say post-call. I should have written post-call because this video comes after you have booked a call with them. So what happens here is basically again another video again to nurture them and to like gain more trust. The entire purpose of this page is to increase show rate, to handle objections, which I will show you how, to increase the close rate, and also showcase testimonials and case studies in this thank you page. And this video purpose is just to set expectations, so what is going to happen on the call and all of that stuff. And here is basically confirming your call through email. So um, below this, there will be written confirming your call, so that people who fill the form, they can confirm the call. The entire purpose of this thank you page is to increase the show up rate on the call, to handle objections. So how this particular page handle objections is when you go down below, there's an FAQ section, which again gives a lot of trust, authority, and FOMO as well. And he has a coaching call as well. Take a look at a community inside the cable. So basically, he takes one coaching call from his community and put it in this page just to show them how valuable it is to be working with him inside a community and be along or like be surrounded by people who are ambitious as this person who's filling the form. Okay. So there's a coaching call of 1 hour, and there's FAQs, basically objection handling. All I would suggest is that instead of just writing questions and answers, it would be better if we had videos to like um, handle those objections. Then thank you pages to increase the close rate and showcasing testimonials and his case study. So he doesn't have any testimonials here in this thank you page, but I would highly recommend him. I don't know, he might have tested this, but having testimonials and case studies even on this page would help a lot. Again, and then video here basically setting expectations of what you can expect on the call, who will be there and etc. Touch upon in this thank you page is having this confirming your call through email and as well as um show up like basically what he does is we do not reschedule calls, show up rate on the call. So it's really interesting to have this one. You can also like have in your own thank you page. Overall, this entire thank you page have a video to set expectations, to confirm the call on the email, to increase the show up rate, to handle objections, and also like give more trust, to increase the close rate of the call. So this was the entire funnel of Hudson Cosper. Now let's see how it converts them in the backend. Now once you book the call, what happens is that their team will get a Slack notification. Okay, and especially the setter and the closer, they will get a Slack notification, and setter will dial them 2 times in order to like know their context, their situation, and again financially qualify them. And then the step three would be to book a sales call with them where there will be closer and client prospect. And in that call, basically closer would try to close that call, and I mean, sorry, the call will be booked with that lead, and they would be added to a group where there will be closer and the setter as well as the lead. And before the sales call, there will be reminders like email and SMS reminders in this format, like 24 hours before, 24 hours before, 1 hour before, and 5 to 10 minutes before. Another sales call, three things would happen. Either it could be no close. If it is that, then uh, recover to book a call again. Mm. So there will be, and if it's a no close, so there will be like three things could happen. Like it can be a no close. In that case, it can be later followed up or sometime in order to recover them to book a call again. And it could be a no show in that case, showing them prior content. Now, with Hudson Cosper, the no show wouldn't happen because the call wouldn't get rescheduled. So the only two things would happen is either close or no close. If it's a close, then cash collected and the onboarding would start essentially. Okay. So this was the entire Hudson Cosper funnel breakdown, 300K plus per month funnel breakdown from its traffic, from its YouTube traffic and Instagram traffic to its VSL funnel and converting those leads into clients. Now, if you now if you now if you have watched this far, and if you want to build something like this for your own online coaching business, click the first link below, and we will take it from there. We'll see how we can work together. Thank you for watching this.